So this session is going to take place during that period of time in the previous session where the party was chilling in Beacon proper, mostly around Mage's Rest, you know, looking for buyers for the random junk, melting down the gold and copper mural thing.
Right.
You're buying of the staff.
Beards and such.
Yeah. You said you're gonna visit your fam. And so let's repeat that. So I guess the question to start off with is like, who in the family are you visiting? So I can tell you what you would know as your character about your family, if that would be helpful.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So you already know where Elmer's place is. Right. He's got this little studio where he operates as a tutor. It's where you learn magic, where this random apprentice you saw is learning magic. Right. Your brother George, your older brother, has a coffee shop on Mage's Street, which is this like street in town where all the like mages have sort of set up their business. Right. It's not a very creative name, but it is an accurate one.
Excellent.
Your family home. Oh, and George lives in his coffee shop. Right, he's got like a little apartment or whatever on the second floor. The rest of your family lives in this building. I'd say it's a house, but it's kind of like an apartment, but the family owns it. It's maybe like a condo, sort of, but it's kind of big for that. It's like a 4 or 5 story building that's tiny in proportions. So like, think like 5 studio apartments like stacked on top of each other, basically. Okay. Your father has an office on the like top floor, and at some point during your life, you had a floor to yourself as well. I don't know if you're still living there when you're like doing Fort Mage apprenticeships or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But your family probably would let you live there, or would have let you live there at that point.
Was probably the case.
Your family also has a servant. It's just like a butler dude. But that's it in terms of like people there. So just your mom. George visits pretty frequently, the butler, and your father whenever he's home.
All right. Well, I think upon hearing that news, Aldrich would storm over.
Yeah. The news being that you have a...
But, you know,
which news again?
it was that he's like, Mother's has adopted someone.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you go on to the Aldrich home. Don't know what it would be called. Probably have like some sort of quaint name for it. Family does. And you will arrive at the front door.
I will knock.
And you knock on the door. And after a bit, you will see the butler open up. Be like, "Ah, Aldrich, Welcome back home.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to see you.
Indeed. It's been quite a few months since I've seen you as well. Mother's been worried sick.
And where is she?
Oh, at your brother's coffee shop.
Oh.
At least last I've heard, she has a tendency to wander about the town during the day. I'm sure, as you know.
Right. Well, thank you. She hasn't been too hard on you, has she?
No, of course not. Your family has been good to me since the young master hired me in.
Of course. And is father in?
Father is... Let's see, I'll roll luck check. He's probably working. It's rolling. Father is not here today. Or at least not right now. He's at the Viscount's place.
Of course. Well, it was nice to see you. I'm going to run off to that coffee shop.
He nods. Says, I'll say hello to your father next time he's here. Assuming that, you aren't staying for a while. He raises an eyebrow.
I take it you've heard.
Heard what?
Oh, what I've been doing.
Oh, yes, up north. I did hear about that. Well, surely you could stay a few days.
We've got people to take care of, so it's unlikely, but we'll see. Do you know when Father gets home? Perhaps I can make time.
Well, on Sundays he is always home. Sometimes he'll stop by for dinner. Really depends on how hard he's being worked. But he has been making time to tutor old Loof. So he has been around a little more often of late.
Did you say aloof?
No, Loof. The new child's name. Oh, that was supposed to be a surprise. My apologies.
Oh, there's no apology necessary.
Please don't tell Olivia I spoiled it.
No, I've already heard.
I see.
You can blame Elmer.
It's classic Elmer. How's the old bat doing these days?
Quite well, I assume. He's taken on a new apprentice.
Not.
He's helping us liquidate some items we found in I'm not sure what to call it.
Some place up north? A ruin?
Some dungeon of sorts.
Huh.
Ancient ruin.
I'm sure your father be very proud to hear that. It's proper mage's work.
Thank you. Well.
Yes.
A little awkward. Right, so you said the cafe.
Yes. Yes, he's at the cafe. She's at the cafe.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tell me about Loof. You can't take it back now.
That's fair. Fair and true. Can't argue with that. Loof is a little elf or half-elf boy who was picked up a few months ago. He's got
Oh, I
black
see.
hair, pointy little elf ears.
Mom's
Yay,
living, I
big.
take it.
Huh?
I suppose she felt as though her, with her children moving out. I'm glad she was able to take on another child, you know?
Indeed.
For her.
He's gotten too accustomed to having children. Just took pity on the poor thing, seeing him on the streets.
How did father react?
Oh, he was a little bit cross in his very incommunicative way. Though he has taken to the child ever since his genius tendencies were found.
Oh,
So he's been tutoring him, as I said before.
well, that's amazing.
Indeed.
All right, well, I'll leave you to, tending to the house, I suppose.
You know,
It was nice speaking.
it is. Be nice to see you around the house more often.
Goodbye, then. Aldrich will turn away.
Yep.
Start heading to Mages Street.
He'll wave as you leave, then shut the door.
Yeah, Aldrich will smile warmly and wave back.
And so,
Forgot his name the moment you said it.
I don't think I said his name.
Oh,
Did you want to name him?
I guess it does feel like bro needs a name.
Bro does need a name.
God, Alfred is not okay. I think that's Batman's butler.
There's always the meme name that the Japanese use for butlers, which is Sebastian.
Oh, yeah. Sebastian and fucking Alfred.
Yep.
Let's go with Warren.
Alright. I've written it down. Warren it shall be. So yeah, you head on down Mages Street. You can see the variety of small mage businesses flourishing. So the street is packed with people. Go to the familiar coffee shop.
George's Cafe.
Yep. Which has a name somewhere in my notes. Something pithy. That basically amounts to George's cold drinks. And so you stand at the door. You can see through the glass there are some people there. Go ahead.
Do I recognize George anywhere?
Yeah, you can see him
Scanning
behind
the place.
the counter.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my pipe, like packed with some pipe weed. Begin approaching as I put it in my mouth and move to light a match. I'll look to him and just say, "May I?"
He'll like furrow his brow, say, Aldrich, you rapscallion. Sure.
I'll light it and smoke it. So it's great to see you. How are you doing?
I've been doing fantastic, Aldrich. Business has been... Well, it's been doing good. I fear I still have quite the debts for purchasing the building, but... making my way through it.
Oh, I believe in you.
Smiles. And how have you been up north? Mr. Big Man.
We've been getting by. It's been difficult, but I've learned a lot.
He nods. Do you have your staff of fire with you? Yep.
I think I might.
Yeah, so is that something you're carrying around prominently, or is it like tucked away in a pack?
It's not. I don't think it is something you can tuck in a pack, is it? It's
Well,
like
you could do the
next to your-
Japanese like sword thing where it's like on your back but wrapped up. You know what I'm talking about?
Gotcha. I don't know if I would have that as of yet. Like it's just purchased earlier.
Yeah, and then he'll
It's probably like whatever they sell to hold the thing with is what I've got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he'll like gesture at that. Say, well, you seem to be doing pretty fine for yourself.
Oh. How much do you need exactly?
Oh, I'm not asking for money, Aldrich. I was just remarking on the business. I want to pay this debt off myself. The family has already given me so much. The place to stay, connections.
I can respect that. Sorry.
Now, if you really do want to help me pay, you could order a drink.
I'll take a large of whatever's most popular, I suppose.
Yeah, and he'll give you like a straightforward, like, sweet coffee with ice.
Excellent.
Like a wooden tankard. And see, like, has like a box of ice underneath the counter. It's got like a scoop, and he puts in.
Yeah, I'll sip it and compliment him. Oh, it's quite delicious. Do you sell? Well, is there any way I could take some of this back with me?
Yeah, of course. Could find some sort of carrying tank, like a small barrel or something. The ice would be harder to transport, so it wouldn't be quite the same.
Oh, perhaps. Is there anything I could heat myself?
Anything you
Hot
could
drinks is
heat. Yeah, sir, you could drink the coffee warm.
But perhaps I could purchase some beans from you.
You not?
Our, the men back at our settlement, they're getting a little too used to river water and venison. Oh, and fish
Yeah, I can imagine.
every day.
A wear on the soul. Yeah.
Random treats sometimes.
After work, I can prepare a little care package.
I'd appreciate that. Whatever price you deem fair.
He nods.
I won't take any family discount bullshit.
He chuckles. Very well. I'll give you the fairest price then. Fairest one I can muster.
You should come visit our settlement sometime. It's still a little bare bones, but
Yeah?
we've
Is
got
it
a road.
safe?
It is safe to travel our roads, yes. At least we've never experienced any difficulties. Past the settlement, however. Let's just say you're more than safe within the settlement. Although I understand it might be difficult to leave the shop.
He nods. Says, well, if I get into a slow period, or perhaps if the family is all eager and willing to set up a time, we can come visit. I'll let everyone know. And he'll
Yeah,
sort of
that'd be
like
nice.
glance over his shoulder towards one of the tables.
Better go say hello, huh?
It smiles. She'd be rather cross if you didn't.
Aldrich will get up and waltz on over.
Yep. You will
Walk behind
see.
his mother and place a hand on her shoulder.
Yeah, you will notice something as you walk over there. There is some elven-looking kid sitting across from her.
Yeah. I'll smile at him and hand on the shoulder.
Yep. And your mother will jump a little bit and like turn over. Say, "Oh, Aldi! It's been so long."
We'll give her a hug.
And she'll like stand up and give
I
you
missed
like a
you
full
too,
hug.
Mother.
Oh, have you been eating well, Aldi?
Plenty of fish up there.
Oh, fish isn't good enough. Need your fruits and vegetables too.
May I join you guys?
And she nods and like sits and scoots over in the booth.
Aldrich will turn to the child. He'll say, "You're Loof, right? It's a pleasure to meet you."
Yeah, he'll like suck on his like 2 coffee drinks that he's got in his hands, like one on
dear.
each hand. And he'll swallow, and there'll be like a brief pause. He'll say, "It's nice to meet you." He'll look curiously to the mother, who states, "This is Aldi, your older brother, but not your olderest brother."
I hear you're quite the prodigy.
He
Can you, can you
nods
show me a thing or two?
guardedly, says, "Yes, I am a genius." It's true. Not sure if I should be casting spells in here, though.
I'll give it just a moment. We'll go outside. Is that all right, Mother?
She nods. Of course, of course. Don't start any fires, though.
No promises. Aldrich will smile to him.
Says, "I'm not going to be putting out any fires." No, like, get up.
I'll turn before I get up and leave with them. I'll ask, "Has everything been all right, Mother?"
Oh, yes, things have been swimming. Everything has been peaceful, but happy. It's good to see you.
Yeah, likewise. Be
I...
right back.
She, like, pauses. Seems, like, confused for a second. Wait a second. How do you know about him, Aldrich?
Oh, I've unlocked layers of divination that you couldn't imagine, Mother.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this guy. It was foretold to me. I saw it through the weave. Come on now. Come on now, Loof.
Aloof will waddle over to the outside.
It's like as we exit. Don't tell her I'm an abjuration wizard.
What?
My school of study is not divination. Don't tell Mom.
Of course I won't. They'll walk outside. So you guys can find... Well, direct me.
Oh, no.
What happens next?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take Loof to like an open area, and I'm gonna direct it. I'm gonna tell him like, "All right, give me the best you got. Don't be afraid. I can take it."
What, you're asking me to hit you with the magic?
You heard me. Come on. It'll be cool.
You'll see like a mischievous grin, like slyly sadistic, creep on his face. It's like, okay. And he will cast, I guess I'll roll like a short-sightedness meter. Okay. You see like 3 balls of flame appear.
Oh shit.
And he shoots 3 times. Let's see. Doom, doom, doom. Only one of them hits for 2 damage. Wow.
Oh my god.
The other 2 like go arcing towards the air. So they like bounce off your mage armor. You see, looks a little bit annoyed when he sees that.
Aldrich will laugh. Don't worry, it's difficult. I know. I don't have much luck with that one either.
He'll like kick a rock. Say, it usually goes better.
Hey, what school of magic most interests you?
He ponders this for a moment and says, well, if I had to pick one, it would be evocation.
A classic, of course. The School of Destruction. Has Father shown you a fireball?
He hasn't shown me the spell, but I've seen it in the books he's shown me.
Back up.
And
There's some space.
He'll like scamper out of the way.
I'll target like, an area that is not near any trees, just dirt, preferably.
Yeah, to be clear, is this inside town or is this...
No, this would have to be outside, like somewhere a little more remote, but not too far,
Yeah, just like a few
Perhaps
minutes
like
walk.
if we had a backyard or something.
It would definitely... Here's the thing, the town isn't that big, so
Okay.
you would just walk outside of it.
Excellent. I'll just like ask him, all right, where should I aim it? What should I hit?
He will point at a tree.
All right. Consider yourself Ash's tree. I'll fireball it.
And your fireball will streak out and explode bigger than in your calculations, assuming you use the fire staff.
True.
Oh my god.
That would be a very big fireball.
Yeah, a tree like fucking explodes. And only like the roots and like the bottom part of the trunk remains as it like goes down, heaping flames. And that will elicit a chuckle from the child.
Aldrich immediately turns to him. Let's go. Before anybody sees us.
Huh? Oh.
Go.
He'll like follow you. And you'll see like in the distance like guards like wandering over to the area, like pointing at the tree. So yeah, where do you head next?
I suppose, like, before we head back, I'll just take him. I'll take the child to, like, somewhere I used to hang out or some shit. I don't know. Like, some height, you know. I used to climb up here and look over the town.
Yeah. Okay. So you, like, climb a tree or go to, like, top of some building?
Yeah, go to the top of a building and just sit down for a moment. So, look, I used to try and... You see that sign there? Like, hand him a rock and see if he can hit it.
Yeah, he'll toss the rock. It's surprising, like, deftness, and smack the sign.
Does he seem, like, entertained? Or is this, like... Are elven children above this? I guess he's half elven.
So, give me an insight check. Okay. So, hanging out with him, I'm sure, like, during the walks, there's small amounts of conversation here and there, right? You get this vibe that he was being, like, more polite and nice in front of Olivia, your mother.
Mm-hmm.
He was pretty entertained to see the fireball, but overall you're getting, like, a very, like, suspicious, guarded energy from him. He'll sneak glances at you. And there's also an air of superiority that he has, which he was definitely hiding in, like, more public areas. So, like, you know, him throwing the rock, like, you can just see it on his face. He's like, I bet you couldn't hit that first try. I hit that first try. Like a small, like, smirk when he does that.
Okay, buddy. I'm gonna push you off this fucking roof.
Yeah?
No. But we'll return to Mother after.
Yep. And you guys return. You know, see he turns to his, like, slightly, like, cutesier demeanor. Like, gives Mother a hug. Right.
Sorry about that. Well, thank you for letting me take him.
Oh no, Aldi, it's good that you guys hang out. We're family now. So I'm glad there was an opportunity.
He seems like a real handful.
Oh no, he's a good boy, she says.
Of course. So have you seen Father lately?
Oh yes, he's been coming by. If you're around town for a little while, I could let you know, or have him send you when he's coming by for dinner next.
I'm afraid I likely won't be. We're just here to liquidate some items.
Oh, come on,
Heading back
Aldi.
to...
I'm sure that will take some time.
Sorry, Mother. There's our settlers in Redemption. They need us. Every moment we're gone, it's a risk to them.
I suppose it's the family curse that all the men leave me alone to my own devices. Working all day, working to the bone.
Blame the Queen, Mother.
I could never.
Well, it is that initiative that keeps me bound up north. It's been a great opportunity. Glad I took that leap.
Yes, tell me more.
Well,
In fact, hold on. I'm sure that you can stay at least the one day, can't you?
I don't. Hold on a moment. I don't recall. Like, did we leave like the same day or?
No, you guys had to spend like a week or so just doing shit. Because you had to find dudes who, you know, could identify
right
and assess your stuff and all that.
Yeah. Then I suppose my reaction to like all of that would be quite different. Like, yeah, well, I think we'll be. I would just explain that. Like, the matters with the liquidation are taking some time. I should be around.
Grown. She'll ask where you're staying while you're in town.
I don't even know. I suppose Adrian and I would just be staying at some inn.
And she'll offer, you know, oh, you should stay at the family home. And give me a perception check.
Sure.
And you'll notice the kid like silently object to this. Like, no, what are you saying?
Oh my god. I would love to, Mother.
He scowls slightly but doesn't say anything.
And I'm sure I won't be imposing.
Of course not, Aldi. Your home too.
All right. Well.
Plus, there's so much space ever since George moved out.
I suppose when it's time to retire, I'll see you there.
I hope by the time you retire, you'll have enough money for an even bigger tower. Perhaps another floor to ours.
I'll sort of like grin and wink towards her. It's like, oh, there won't be any problems with that.
I look forward to hearing the details of your new job. Dinner with your father.
Likewise, Mother. But I gotta go catch back up with my friends. We'll see you later.
Mm-hmm.
So Aldrich will leave for a time and then eventually, I guess, probably not around like bedtime, I don't think. Was it communicated that Papa was going to be home tonight?
Let's roll a luck check. It's either tonight or tomorrow. And he's not there tonight.
Yeah, then Aldrich would just go whenever it is time to retire for the night.
Yeah. You'll arrive. Would this be after dinner or?
I think this would be like.
When specifically?
I guess, yeah, probably around dinner or after dinner. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you will get there. I'll just roll for it. Late in the day, maybe after dinner. High is later, low is earlier. Oh yeah, you arrive like coincidentally just as like plates are being laid, pretty much. And you know, you'll get like a remark from another, oh, another divination. I see.
That's right.
And you'll see George is here with his family. Everyone is just like getting seats at the table. getting food, you know.
Yeah, and I'll join them.
Yeah, and there'll be happy, like, friendly, sort of nostalgic chatter to you. I don't know how Aldrich necessarily feels about like a calm family dinner after about
I think it's
half a
I think
year.
Aldrich would be very much so at peace and happy.
Awesome. So, without necessarily getting into the details, what would you just like talk about goings on? Is there any specific things you bring up?
No, nothing in particular.
Okay. Yeah, you'll hear about like the Crafts Mages Guild, like George fraternizing the other guildmates and rumors that he's heard. Like stocks want to invest in, though. When it gets too businessy, your mother sort of like, well, save that for after dinner. Right.
I'd probably complain to them too. Just like, my brain, please.
It was like, oh, well, fine. Look, I'm used to talking about such things, but perhaps I've spent too much time with the guildmates, he says. And his wife will, like, jokingly admonish him, like, in a not too serious manner.
Do we keep any wine?
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah, and they tell Warren to, like, go get the wine. Special occasion, like Aldi's back home, right? They'll go down the wine cellar and then come back up. And, like, pop the cork. Pour some. You can see Loof extends a glass, but unfortunately he does not get wine. Sad about that, or, well, peeved about it, I should say. So yeah, you get a rather nice, like, family dinner. And afterwards, people sort of just hang out in the lounge and continue to talk about things.
Yeah, Aldrich will talk with people through the night before eventually.
Yeah, George will be curious specifically about, like, magic stuff you've learned as well.
Ah.
Because he is also a wizard.
Yeah, I've reached the third circle.
And he'll look shocked, amazed. Like, third circle? Amazing. That was good we popped the wine cork. What spells did you learn?
Well, a fireball, of course. And,
I'll see, he'll kind of like, of course, huh?
I felt that, with how often we were experiencing combat, something like vampiric touch would be effective in the Badlands.
He nods tentatively. Is that why you're asking for the necromancy books? He says.
I asked for necromancy books.
Yeah, in the previous letter.
I don't recall asking for necromancy books.
You specifically asked for books relating to Zaltaton and books about necromancy.
Oh. I recalled asking about Zaltaton, of course, but... Well, we had some trouble. I needed information on necromancers. Kind of forgotten about it. It was weeks ago now.
Well, here's the thing. It takes time for letters to travel, Aldrich. We already sent the books.
Graham, I don't mean to complain.
Okay.
But it was quite something. There are these lizard men up there. We call them Gecklings. We had battled some nearby the settlement, and
He looks a little worried.
Thought it best to deal with their corpses properly. So there was a burial nearby our settlement. A couple months later, one of our settlers, our villagers, spotted something. And it happened that the Geckling was gone. Up and walked out of his grave.
Oh, gasp. Say by the 4 goodly ones.
I directed our ranger to investigate, and he was able to turn up the tracks of a horse.
You don't think a necromancer moved up north once they heard the miasma was gone?
I don't know. I don't know what might have happened. I don't know how they might have recognized that as a grave. I don't know if it's a wandering necromancer or if it's some weird Geckling burial rites. I don't know how they would have. I have no idea. It's a grand mystery. We looked into it, and we did manage to find evidence of... Well, there's this entire region up there in the Badlands swarming with undead. They just roam. And eventually we found this town populated by them. I know that sounds strange.
What a cursed place.
The undead were farming there.
Farming?
Towing the lands. So they must be someone's. They're working under some directive. It does... I mean, that sounds like a necromancer, right?
Indeed. And if the land was swarming with them, then quite a powerful one.
But do you want to know what's funny?
What?
In that town, we found a wrath house. In that wrath house, we found a chest that was filled to the fucking brim with gold and silver. And the moment we saw that, we forgot all about that necromancer. Grabbed that chest and booked it.
Well, it's good you have your priorities in order.
Our settlement has flourished with findings like that. It's happened more than once over. The land is a gold mine.
Yeah, I'd say that I picked the wrong career, though. I don't know if my heart could take such horrors.
Oh, it's been quite fun. There have been moments, close calls. I nearly lost my life to a goblin king.
You encountered a goblin king?
Yes. It was quite something.
Well, I'll make sure to pray to the gods for your safety next time I'm at church.
Well, I've only gotten stronger. I've learned. And I just bought this staff, and I think it'll help.
Indeed. Well, I was gonna remark something slightly untoward, purely a jest, about how I should have been the one who reached the third circle, but it seems you've been working your butt off, Aldrich. So, it comes of no surprise. I think I've reached the third circle of accounting myself.
Whenever Father's around, remind me to tell you guys about how the wand of magic missiles he sent me saved my bacon.
And he smiles and says, yes, that sounds like it'll be an amazing story. I'm sure he will be very happy to hear that it came of good use. Sent you a wand of magic missiles?
You didn't know?
I didn't know.
Well, he could afford it, right?
Wow.
I'll have to repay him, though. Sorry, I'm just worried.
I'm sure it was a present and not an exchange. Sure, he's happy just hearing that you're alive because of his efforts.
Well, thank you.
Of course, maybe I'm speaking wishfully about such a thing, considering the debts I owe the family as well.
I understand how you feel, but it's like you said, many things are just gifts, not debts.
You know, it's,
Have you had any concerns about Loof?
he'll raise his eyebrow and say, well, he's a little haughty. A little bit of a brat, if you ask me, but I think he cares for the family. I do worry about what'll happen as everyone ages up, though. Of course, I don't know how long Halfkin live.
I don't think it's too much longer.
Okay,
Should be all right.
that's a relief.
He feels welcome here.
Yes. If you want to say, if the only close thing to a concern that I would say is he doesn't really much like hanging out with my daughter.
I wouldn't imagine so.
Well, she also knows magic, and she might not have picked it up as quickly as him, but she's still
It's
learning.
nothing that's wrong with your daughter. The kid thought he was superior to me.
That sounds like him. Though don't let mother hear me express such sentiment.
Oh, should send him out to the Badlands.
A laugh, like slightly too hard, like, oh wow, that is an inappropriate joke.
I'll learn a thing or two.
I'm sure he would. He'd learn humility at least. I know, like, pause and sort of look a little bit sad, say, though I don't know how different that'd be compared to his childhood, at least before he was adopted.
Oh. How old is your daughter?
Yeah, no. I'll say like 12, basically. The Loof baby looks a little younger. It's definitely a little shorter, but also he's Halfkin, so it's not super duper easy to tell.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you
Yep.
think she'll want to take over your coffee, your cafe one day?
Well, she better.
What's she into?
She's just a happy child right now. She was pretty excited about magic until Luke came and, was better at it than her. Now she's a little bit soiled on it. I think, given the rate that she's learning, it'll be no time before she learns the old secret spell that I have. The secret spice for the business.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, you know how I make the ice. It's only second circle spell. Of course, to be honest, I can't really cast much better than that.
Well, let me think. Are you... Oh, man. I'm blanking. What is it?
What is what?
What are you using to freeze your eyes?
A spell that I worked out with Father.
Oh, I see.
A derivative, vastly inferior spell. And he'll sort of like whisper, like lean in and whisper and say, related to the Ice Storm spell.
Ah.
The level I can cast. Imagine if Father wanted to operate the business, he would cast the real thing. They probably would only have to cast it once a week.
I've been wanting to develop spells of my own. I've had a number of ideas.
He
I
nods.
haven't had the luxury of creating a home or a workshop yet.
Well, I used Father's study. I'm sure if you asked, he would allow you. Though, I don't know if you'd have the time to research a spell, given.
Yeah.
But perhaps, if your bailiff is understanding, and you kept very good notes, you could come down, get a few days in here and there.
Perhaps. But one day soon enough I should be able to manage. Like I said, it's been rather prosperous. We've got a trading post where we've been importing furniture at a discount from this guy we helped.
He nods.
What would you call him? Cobbler?
Carpenter?
A carpenter. That's accurate.
Furniture
Although
maker?
I think we just began the construction of a carpentry of our own. We've got a church.
To which
A
god?
great deal of money. To the god of crafting, of course.
Not the scholar.
I'm the only one that would see any benefit.
He nods.
So our
Says,
bailiff thought it was best for the settlement. And I do agree. It'll help our blacksmith and our,
yeah, I understand.
stonemasons.
Not making a little mage's rest up there then, I presume?
Well, eventually I wish to have a tower of my own.
Do you plan on living up there after the resettlement project finishes?
Perhaps. Well, there's just so much to do.
He nods.
I've seen one of the towers. I looked inside.
One of the towers. The mage's towers.
It belonged to one of the old great ones.
No, his jaw will drop. Like
I
the
looked
towers.
inside.
What was inside?
I couldn't make out anything of significance. The walls and everything, they were white.
Huh.
It was beautiful. We didn't enter. There's something we have to do first.
It must be very
Aldrich
important.
will look a little grim, but also a little excited about that.
Yeah, I'll roll an insight check. Low DC if you're
It's
openly.
goblin killing.
Hey. Yeah, he'll raise an eyebrow. Like, I see. Something very important.
Well, it's getting quite late.
Yeah. So, conversation will wind to a close. You'll, where will we go?
To bed.
Yep. So you go up the, like, stairs. Up, like, a couple floors. Actually, hold on. There may or may not be something very interesting that happens right now. So can you roll a luck check?
Sure. Oh.
No, it'll happen a different day.
Okay. I don't have fucking too much time.
Okay, we can
Rather like, yeah.
speed through the rest. So you go up to your old room, and you will see Loof chilling on the bed and like stuff, like having been rearranged. Until you give like, kind of like, did they teach you to knock first, Aldrich?
Apologies. I was living here until somewhat recently.
Well, I live here now, Aldrich.
Yes, of course. Well, Aldrich will like fucking move over to like the window. Like opens it, looks out, and like checks that a certain old pipe is still there and that it's still sturdy.
Yeah.
He goes, well, have a good night. Aldrich leaps out the fucking window and slides down a pipe.
Yeah, you'll see. Like his head pop out to reach the lower level.
Aldrich will be walking off, heading to the inn.
Okay. Roll for me one more d20.
Sure. Uh-oh.
Roll for me a perception check. So as you like are leaving and the house is receding from view, you'll like glance back like, haha, the kid. And you'll see the fucker like just jump out the window and land on the cobblestones, like on his feet, and then walk back into the house.
Aw.
No, it looks, yeah, that is an unusual sight you saw, because he landed on his feet, which means, well,
You know, snowfall. Slowfall?
yeah, something like that. But you make your way to the inn. Time will pass.
I'm gonna like fucking real quick, like
Yeah.
once it gets late, Hadrian, this is like, I'll go to Hadrian with it, be like, hey man, weird request. There's this kid, my family's place, there's something off about him. I just want you to tell me if some demon is fucking taking my mom. I'll like have him go paladin sniff outside.
Yeah, and he'll probably groan, but go and do the sniff outside. And he'll say, I don't sense any fiends, undead, or celestials.
Well, that no less makes this child a little demon, I promise you. Okay, back to sleep,
Probably
sorry.
raise his eyebrow at that, go back to sleep. So time will pass. We can skip time to the next dinner if you'd like, unless there's any other thing.
That would be excellent.
All right, so next dinner time you will get a sending from Father, which basically says, I'm going to be having dinner at the house. Aldrich, I've heard you are in town.
Yeah. And I'll reply, oh, thank you for notifying me. I'll be right over.
Yep.
Or rather, I'll probably say, I assume you'll take dinner at the usual time. I'll see you then.
Mm-hmm. He, being a sensible mage, saves those spell slots, does not reply again to that.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll come at the usual time. Everyone has dinner. See Father is there in his like court mage robes, this fancy staff. He'll like shake your hand, you know, like stand up and shake your hand when you arrive.
I'll try and fucking hug his ass.
Yeah, he will accept the hug, but he is a little bit stiff. Say, oh, it's good to see you, Aldrich.
And thank you for the wand, Father, truly.
He nods and says, George told me that you had a story to tell about that.
Ah, yes. Should I tell, or... Okay, I'll just tell.
It's up to you if you want to save the time or not.
So we were battling these geklings, lizard men, that live up there. They'd taken root in some old demon ruins. We were making good headway. But then the big one came. A lizard taller than you can imagine. He must have been 8 feet tall. He looked sturdy, like he weighed 400 or 500 pounds. And he moved like as fast as a man. The battle came to their favor. We were on the retreat. We all split up. Our ranger rather, the bailiff and I ran in separate directions. The bailiff and our archer were in worse shape, so I did what I could to get the beast's attention. And unfortunately, that meant that he chose me to chase. And so there I was, running for my life in the Badlands, with a great beast of a gekling chasing after me. I pulled out a whip vine and shot myself through the air after targeting a branch. I flew I must have flown 100 feet through the air before landing in the river. And I surfaced on the other side and tried to rest for a bit, but they found me again. This is like sounding traumatic, isn't it?
Yeah, the family is like hanging on to every word. Like, what happened next?
I retreated back to the river. I couldn't run any longer. We had traveled all day to get there, and then so I jumped into the river, let it carry me. But they caught up. The beast and a few of his lackeys, a few of his lesser geklings, they were following me as well. I started to pick up the pace. Eventually, right as they were getting close to they were on my tail. They nearly had me. And we passed under this bridge. These logs were suspended on the walls of the riverbank. I had one last shot in the wand you gave me, Father. It had gotten us this far. I wouldn't have made it without it. And it was at that moment, as I passed under the bridge, I evoked the wand. I targeted just right. I targeted that log to knock it upwards and dislodge it. And at the right moment, my magic missile struck. The log fell between me and the geklings.
Yeah, the family like claps. Like, that's amazing, Aldrich. See Father like nods very approvingly. Says that was a very clever use. To be honest, as that exceeds my expectations greatly. I'd assumed I would have heard a tale of you blasting a few creatures here and there, making good use when low on slots. I'm impressed, Aldrich.
There was some of that too. But my experiences in the Badlands have been incredible.
He nods, says, I'm glad they picked you, son, for the expedition. In spite of the great danger, it sounds that there was and is.
Well, I've been trained well.
You know, I'll give my regards to my brother. Of course, you know, your mother will ask you not to do such dangerous things in the future, to tell the bailiff to, like, hire more men. That's unreasonable to expect so much from the court mage. But quickly, like, George steers the conversation and be like, oh, well, we should celebrate his safe return, you know? So there's a cheers. To that.
Alright. Does anything of note happen?
Yeah, during this night, father will retire early to go back to his job. He only had time to stop by for dinner. Now, he expresses in very few words that he would have liked to say longer. You guys chill in the lounge for a little bit, talking business. George maybe like prodding about the Gecklings and, oh, what are these creatures and stuff. You know, the kids are here as well. But at some point during the night, George will sort of abruptly stand up and like whisper something to his wife. And she goes to take like Hilda and Loof up to a different floor. And you'll sense like a change in energy in him and her when he whispers to her. And he will like go over to like the fireplace and grab the like old family like crossbow and bolts.
What are you doing, George?
I have an alarm spell in my house, and it has just gone off. There's a person
Aldrich will get up.
inside my house.
Let's go.
He nods appreciatively, like
Say no more.
clasps your shoulder. Says, thank you, Aldrich. And so, the two of you head off. Of course,
Hurry
remember,
before he gets anything.
yeah, like like calls out like safe travels, right? And so you guys jog, run to the.
Should I prepare a list?
Yeah, just what your normal list would be. If you have a standard list, you just copy paste it.
Okay.
Because it sounds like you weren't planning on using any like special spells or anything that day.
Nah.
Okay.
Likely not. Okie dokie.
All right. You guys will like run on down and you will see like emerging out of George's house is a number of men who like immediately start running off with like sacks.
Okay, I'm gonna fucking like. How big are the streets?
Like 30 feet wide, I think.
Okay.
Because that gives enough room for like a couple wagons passing by each way.
Yeah, but not enough room for a fireball not to burn a building.
Unfortunately
Shit.
not. So they'll like begin running to like go around a corner or something, and you guys can give chase.
And we will.
Alright, I'm gonna have a hobo grunt this like guy with a knife, but know that he's not one of the kung fu hobos. For the record.
Okay.
So, yeah, you guys... Actually, I think it's just 3 people. You guys run after. And I'll roll a luck check to see if George has any spells. But he probably doesn't have any spells, which is why I picked up the crossbow. So high is lucky. Oh, he's got a spell. So yeah, you guys run, chase these guys, and they start like going through side streets, but you will gain on them because they're carrying heavy things. I'll just, I've put them on the map.
Kind of like whip vine or air trick to gain some extra distance as well.
Yeah, but it is slightly unnecessary because you, like, if you're running at 5 miles per hour, they're running at 4 miles per hour, right?
Excellent.
So I'm just gonna plop a couple tokens. I guess I'll have George be this archer token. This is close enough to his stat block. Yeah, we can roll initiative as like one of the guys will like turn and sort of go to like fight you guys and say, go on ahead.
You wish for any mercy? Stop! Halt, thieves!
You're gonna get a fucking ass kicking, and then we're gonna run, he says.
Prepare to be fireballed.
Fireball? He's bluffing.
Oh god.
Okay, one is moving after you. We can treat each square as 5 feet, for the record. This is George as well. So boom. Then I'll add a turn for you. You'll go boom. Should be before this guy. So this guy will run off. He's moving a little bit slower.
Get back here.
George will take a couple steps. Hold on. The 2 guys are within a 10-foot radius of each other, I think. Yeah, it's 5-foot squares. He will... Let me just double check his spell. Yeah, 10-foot radius. Perfect. Did not intentionally do this. See, casts a spell. And it's, I'm gonna say DC 12. You see like a cloud like appear above them, and then like hailstones begin flying down onto them.
Excellent.
They need to make dexterity saving throws or else take 9 damage. Not a good showing for George. Very low damage roll.
It's
So
okay.
Guy on the bottom. Luckily this is a low level encounter anyways, so. Then guy on top. Whoops. Hit the check mark. Boom. Oh, they fail. They are losers. So they each take 9 damage. Like, oh! Oh, it's a fucking wizard. Of course it's a wizard. We rob in a wizard's place.
Surrender or fireball.
says, "Fireball this!" And he swings. He smacks you with the club.
It ineffectually damages my ward.
He'll, like, look confused in the most, like, trashy way possible. Aldrich, it's your turn. I don't suppose you have a sleep spell.
No, I'll have to do this rough.
Sure the guards won't mind if they're a little crispy when we turn them in.
Sorry, friend, you made poor choices. I'll touch him.
So, oh, you're gonna touch? Roll damage. Oh!
Does he live? Oh.
He's still up. You see, fucking... His knees are buckling.
Yeah. I'll begin to, like, move past him.
The other guy...
Finished. You're done.
Will, let's see, how brave's he feeling? He's feeling pretty brave. So as far as you move?
What is this?
You see a bunch of hailstones on the ground.
I'll look back to him, like, is it safe for me? I don't know if he's
George
an
nods.
evocation wizard. Okay.
Yep, and you see it's difficult terrain.
Let's see, I moved 1, 2, 3, 4. That's as far as I can move then, I think.
Yeah, the other guy will move and like stumble slightly on the hailstones and swing his weapon twice, like a couple
He hits me twice.
clubs. It's like, just give it up, pal. The other guy will wait at the corner. Like, guys? George will take a pot shot at this guy, hitting him.
Needed the text.
He goes down to Death's door and sort of like drops the bag, like falls to the ground holding his fucking thigh as there's like a crossbow bolt in it. It's like, oh. So he is out of the initiative. Aldrich, it's your turn. Oh, and during George's turn, the hail is like scattered or melted enough where the difficult terrain goes away. It's your turn, Aldrich.
Oh, sweet. I'm gonna move 1, 2. I'm gonna vampiric touch this guy. I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah, you swipe the air.
Question: can I do that and air trick in the same turn?
Yeah, it's not casting a spell.
That's what I thought. And I think I'm going to do that.
All right. Which form?
Push him and deal 1 damage to him.
All right. He will
Pushing
make
both of us.
a strength saving throw. He fails and falls on his ass. He gets pushed 10 feet this way, right? Falls prone. And takes
Excellent.
1 point of damage. It's more embarrassing than anything else.
And I move here.
This guy will like stand up. He looks both ways. And he says, "You better not shoot me. I'll kick your ass." No. Dash up to Aldrich. This guy will move a little bit further. Say, "Hey guys, we're supposed to be running away." Already an attack. George does not heed this man's advice and he does try to shoot him in the back. He misses. It's like, I saw that. Aldrich, it's your turn.
How much is there, like, fireball space at all?
There's definitely not fireball space.
Okay, that's fine.
Unfortunately. It's the downside of it being in a town.
Okay, I'm gonna fire trap the guy that's running. So I don't. Well, what's the?
There is fire trap space for sure.
He just gets a fucking opportunity attack on me, right?
Yes.
Do I
Unless you
just
have
fail if he hits me?
No, and then you'd
save?
make a con save. So multiple points failure.
Okay, so he's likely to hit me though. Go ahead. I'm gonna try and cast fire trap.
All right, of course he hits. All right, you take some damage through your shield, so you can make a con save. Unbelievable.
So it fizzles out.
Yeah.
And I lose the spell, right?
Yeah. This is the first time this happened.
It's because it's the first time I've tried.
Now, I've had other party members just do it just fine.
Oh.
He is gonna, like, move on over to try to get George, who fucking shot at him. Provoking an attack opportunity.
Okay. I don't even have a staff button. He can go.
Okay. Pretty sure last session or whatever used Vampiric Touch. It's an attack opportunity.
Oh, true. You're right. Okay, I'll do that.
Even though it's very dubious, but we ruled it that way.
Not necessarily mistaken.
That hits. Roll damage.
Oh. Oh, wow, I heal. It's a full.
Revenge. This guy will be like, what, are we fighting? Fuck. He'll go and he'll swing his sword at you. Or, well, his weapon.
Damn.
It's not very good damage. Duality of man. George fails to land a shot and moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Aldrich, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna oh man. Damn, that sucks. Okay, he can have an attack of opportunity at me. I'm gonna make some really shitty scorching rays.
Alright. He will swing. And miss.
I miss. Okay, I'm gonna scorching ray once at this guy.
Alright, let's see the damage. That hits. 6 fire.
Cool.
He's still up.
Ray him again.
That misses.
3 for him. 13.
Misses.
Nice. Okay, end turn.
Alright, the guy drops all the stuff he stole and fucking runs off. This guy still is feeling vaguely confident because he smacked you pretty good.
Yeah, he's still doing it.
And he's still smacking you good. George will sort of like move to secure the stuff, but he'll take a pot shot at this dude who has 13 AC. Aldrich, it's your turn. Actually, hold on. He might have a magic missiles. I'll roll for that as well. No, he does not. Alright, you touch this guy.
Oops.
Oopsie doopsie. 8 damage. One guy continues to run. This guy will swing at you again. 16 hit.
He hit me. Yeah.
Dude, these guys are rolling ridiculously good. It's taken all of George's good rolls as well. George lands a fucking shot in this guy's side, and he shouts
George.
No, he shouts in pain and goes on a death's door as well.
Damn it. No, I want to slurp his health. Fuck. God damn it, George.
Yeah, you see him like do a fist pump. says, I got him. Do you see that, Aldrich? I got him.
Yes, nice. Damn it.
To show you criminals.
Yeah, Aldrich will spit towards him and fucking grab the bag, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever he was stealing.
Guys grab the bag, and George will say, watch them, I'll go for the authorities.
Alright.
And he'll leave and shortly return with some guards, come and arrest the men.
One ran off that way.
Yeah, you'll see a couple guards say, thank you, citizen, and fucking run off in that direction. George will, like, sort of help you, like, limp back. It's mostly unnecessary because you're, like, 2/3 HP, but he's still...
Yeah. I'm glad we were able to get everything back. I'll head back to the inn my bailiff, Hadrian, is staying at. It'll be able to fix me up.
He nods. Says very well.
Alright, before that, I suppose we should, I'll accompany you back to your place. Make sure, you return your things and lock up.
Yeah, he clasps your shoulder and says, thank you so very much, Aldrich. I spent all my spells for the day. I don't think I would have been a match for these people had I went alone.
That was much rougher than it should have been, really.
That little bastard got so many lucky hits on you, I saw. Piercing the mage armor.
No, it's alright. I'm used to it.
I'll pat you on the back. Sort of comfortingly. So yeah, you can go and get healed by the bailiff, who surely has many points of healing to spare.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other things you would do with the family?
No, I believe that is it.
Okay, then to top things off, some amount of days later, maybe the next day, George will stop by the inn. Maybe while you're not there, maybe you can just give it to Hadrian, or maybe he'll find you. I think it's more thematic if he gives it to Hadrian. You'll come back and hear, Hadrian say, oh, your brother stop by. And you will see there's a small barrel of coffee beans and a page on top of it. Actually, like a stack. You can see like a paper clip, or the equivalent.
Oh, excellent.
And the page is like basically a letter thanking you and saying this is on the house because, you saved much more value in business than these beans, right? And that he prepared something extra for you.
Oh.
And you flip the page and you see a spell.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god, what is it? God, it's not the fucking create ice spell, is it?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check. Just like read through. This is that spell he used yesterday. The day. that spell where he called a rain of hail down.
Oh.
I will just copy the spell to you. DM it to you.
Thanks, dude. I just bought a Staff of Fire.
Well, the spell's a spell, okay.
True. That's awesome.
Plus, it's a very decent spell for its level as well.
Yeah. Yeah, mini ice storm.
Literally, yes. And so, yeah, that's the session. How you feeling?
Cool.
Now that's over.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah. your thoughts on the family setup and stuff like that. I feel like it was worth not just glossing it over.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right.
Hilariously enough, half of this was prepped. I think a good chunk of this was prepped for back when you visited the brother of Hadrian, right?
Oh.
Because I expected you would maybe go to Mage's Rest.
Gotcha. Well, it was cool. You know, I do feel like it was cool. It helped. I do feel like much further rooted in the world, you know?
Yeah. How do you feel about your new brother? Or I guess, how does Aldrich feel and how do you feel?
I think Aldrich feels like a little bit indifferent, but also like a little bit responsibility to like be a bit of a role model. That's why I like took him out, showed him like some fun stuff, just got to know him a little bit.
Yeah.
And I feel like a little bit of that was very nostalgic for Aldrich too. And
yeah, you get to be the big brother.
He's also like fucking a little bit put off by him. And he like, but I think it causes some worry. You know, like that kid's gonna have a hard time because he's an asshole.
Yeah. How does Aldrich feel about him having this like child having second circle magic?
Oh yeah, that is ridiculous. That is amazing, you know?
There's something like kind of absurd about how talented this kid is.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, you know, Hadrian, come do a sniff. And also like, what's that? I watched this fucking movie. I forget what this person's called, but it's like what their name was, but it's based on a real event.
Yeah.
Like there was this person, with like a form of dwarfism, and they just looked like very much so like a child. It just gave me those vibes a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I think when you you communicated like a lot of childish traits that like he wasn't doing in front of me, you know what I mean? So I think that did reassure me, but for a second I thought that might be the case.
That would be hilarious. No, he acted different in front of you than with the mother around, but it was just like more like openly hostile, but still childish. Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think Aldrich just thinks like, that kid's probably where he needs to be.
So indifferent, a little put off, like, I kind of was excited about the idea of a little brother, but this guy's a little shit.
Yeah. But also kind of like, you know, I'm glad that such a prodigy is in our family.
Cool. Such a like little prodigy bastard, kind of.
Sort of worry for him. Hope he turns out all right. Back to the Badlands.
Cool. Yeah, I'm happy with how it went. I was a little bit worried I was going to be more rocky, but I feel like it was smooth.
Yeah, it was smooth. It's all right.
Like downtime. I feel like
connection
this.
to the brother.
Yeah. Do you think you're ever going to use Rain of Hail?
Probably not. No. Yeah.
Sag.
I'll probably learn it. You know, I'll take the time to learn it.
That's fair.
Probably.
It's still a nice gesture, whatever. Like, here's my like secret spell that I worked on with Father.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It'll be really like Aldrich will learn it, and if ever we're fighting fire demons, you know, it'll be there.
Ooh, in the back pocket. Yeah. All right, well, thanks for the session. Now it's sort of like short notice. Glad it turned out well.
Yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. not looking forward to working, and then, you know, I literally, it's not that bad. I work 1 to 6:30 tomorrow, so I'm gonna get home at like 45 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be a little bit late. Ain't gonna be fighting the Goblin King, right?
Yeah, I think so. Or just, I mean, I guess it's possible that we treat with the Goblin King, but unlikely for our party.
Yeah, you'd have to go out of your way to try to establish communications, because I imagine.
And I feel like we're way past the point of thinking of Badlands monsters as like things we can negotiate with.
Yeah.
Other than like the entities that are scary, you know, like the Oni and the other guy.
Yep, that fucking crazy demon guy. Who's the other guy? You're talking about the Forest Lord?
Forest Lord, yeah.
Yeah. Is Aldrich like excited to try to negotiate with that guy?
Oh no. I think Aldrich would loathe an interaction with that guy. He's like, oh shit, last time was weird.
Yeah. Just swam past him. It had like this whole elaborate setup. He was like playing music on the boat. Like, not
so
now,
special.
Forest Lord. I don't respect you. I'm swimming. Fuck your boat.
Dude, the
Forest Lord was asking for it, kind of, like being like, "Oh, give me your body for a few days."
Yeah, that's huge red flag. I'm sorry, there's Geklings trying to chase me and kill me. They've been chasing me for over 24 hours.
Well, that's what he was banking on. He's like, this guy is gonna agree to my terms because I'll offer him an easy out.
Yeah, little did he know that was putting Aldrich more so on his toes.
I was just like, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna agree to any crazy deals while under these circumstances. That's fair enough. So maybe not going out of the party's way to negotiate with the Forest Lord. I guess it just depends on what Adrian wants, right? Veth will go out of his way. Try.
Yeah. Yeah, the goblin thing is Aldrich going out of his way to be like, fucking, bruh. They, you know,
let's fuck these goblins up.
They cannot be allowed to fucking... All Aldrich is saying is they cannot be allowed to loot these towers with impunity. And that, you know, that's up to bailiff interpretation. For, like, it could mean that the bailiff is like, look, you guys have taken shit that's not yours, and we're gonna need it back, and let's talk about that. Or it's fucking what's gonna actually happen, where we scout out the goblins and fight them.
Slaughter them. More accurately, unless they roll like God.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have Joff with you as well. Probably, right?
Probably.
Is there any other help you plan on getting?
Maybe. I guess we can see. I know that the bailiff, good bailiff Veth, has expressed concerns about using Lady Miriam too much, but it might also just be her whole thing is like, I just want to do deeds that will gain me glory in the queen's eyes, you know?
Yeah, renown.
Renown, right. So killing a goblin king is probably up there.
Yeah, well, I wasn't strictly just speaking of Lady Marianne, but also, like, you know, there's a vast open world out there, theoretically, with other possible hirelings.
True. We should. I think that is fucking wise. We should investigate other hirelings. Because, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you feel about the Lady Marianne character now, since we've got you alone? Or just an unwinding mode? No?
How do I feel about Lady Marianne?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a cool character. I think it's a cool hireling.
Yeah. Sense like a small amount of tension last session between the party and her.
How so?
Oh, just the money negotiations.
Oh yeah, the money negotiation. Well, like,
she seemed kind of offended.
Yeah, well, that does like put a hurt on our dealings with her a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, like, you know, I think she's a cool character with cool reasons for doing what she do. Any
Cool.
fucking knight out there trying to gain renown is cool.
Is there any other characters that I should like focus on fleshing out, maybe in Fort Huntsman or maybe Geoff, surrounding territories?
Yeah, I don't know. If anything, no, I don't. I was gonna say a Joff map, like updated after all this time, you know, would be a cool thing. That's not really fleshing out a character. Geez, I don't know. I'm not sure like what kind of direction we'll be going, how we might get exposed to new people.
Yeah, that's fair enough. One thing I was thinking about doing, I would say this is a soft spoiler, but I don't think it's a soft spoiler. I was contemplating maybe having other hirelings appear in Fort Huntsman. So I think it would maybe make sense. There's like a moratorium on people exploring the Badlands, but that doesn't mean like a bailiff couldn't bring someone along, right? So either like mercenaries or more accurately like adventurers or something like that.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Do we have like a cleric of any kind in our church, or do we need to source one?
Your dude Archibald went to contact the church to like arrange for someone who will probably be a cleric. Not necessarily like a crazy high level one though. But, you know, this would be someone who's heading their own like church, right? In the territory.
So I think that's a good opportunity to have a cool character in town. The favor god.
Yeah, I was already planning on fleshing him out. I could probably flesh out Archibald as well. I don't know how Aldrich spends his time in between sessions, who he would talk to, if I should focus on new characters or fleshing out old characters. So that part of that's up to the party as well, right?
I think, yeah. Aldrich probably does most of his talking to Hadrian.
Yeah.
Most of the time is probably spent fucking... Well, I think Aldrich would, like, get on well with the settlers and everyone.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. But I do think it's a really good idea to do more hirelings.
Yeah, more options available. Think that'll be neat. The fucking other party, I'm gonna gossip very slightly. The other party has not been bringing along a Jabipal, and it has been fucking insane at times. Because they have 2 characters, so like everything is so swingy.
Damn.
Like one person goes really injured, it's like, oh, we might lose half the team. Fucking the other paladin is not of the same caliber as Hadrian in terms of power. So it's mostly been the sorcerer like pulling all the weight on her shoulders, which is awesome until she runs out of spell slots, right?
Yeah, jeez. Well, I have faith. They will learn.
They'll get a Jabiful.
Fuck, I had... What was I gonna say? Oh, shit. I do think there is one place where there's potentially a cool character to flesh out.
Yeah.
So we have these Estermen, right? And there's a chieftain and like his son. We did that whole quest with him. I think like at least just the chief guy, because he's probably like, you know, he's a respectable figure. He's chief to these dudes. He's probably the strongest one of them.
Yeah. That makes
Yeah, I
sense.
feel like he could be a potentially cool dude if he's got enough toughness to him. He's potentially like a hireling of his own.
Very potentially. I would say these guys like signed up to be like fishermen and hunters, right? They were kind of like, compared to Estermen, right? They're on the lower spectrum of power.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that'd be a cool character. I'll write that down right now as someone I should flesh out more. I'm looking forward to next session.
If there's not much reason for us to come to him or anything, then maybe less work in his direction. But
okay, yeah, I'll say like, maybe flesh out Esterman Chief a bit. It'll be kind of looking outside of adventuring circles is going to be a little bit harder to find people like willing to, you know, go into extremely dangerous situations.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no reason you can't at least have more personality or presence in town. Also, that woodcutter foreman, I've probably been underusing him, considering he's a dwarf. That automatically makes him cool.
Like I said, when I think on it more, I'm not sure that we have all kinds of reason to go to him anyways.
Yeah, that's fair.
They might not ever really interact.
Potentially, I'll keep that in mind. Alright, well, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for the sesh. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you.
It's fun.
Alright. Toodles, my doodles.
See you.